Welcome back to Digital Champions on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Mike White, and on Digital Champions, we're meeting with the experts in the digital space, talking about tips, tricks, trends, and technologies that they utilize to grow companies' campaigns. Joining us today, we have Glen Ingram with Web Search Pros. Glen, welcome to the program.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about Web Search Pros and the services you offer your customers.
We're a digital marketing agency. The primary pillars of our company are websites. We're one of the few companies in the country that specializes in web accessibility and does it right from the ground up, as well as search engine optimization and just looking for different ways to drive clients, traffic to our customers so that they can grow their businesses.
A big thing nowadays is your website being ADA compliant. Talk about what that means and why it's important.
For a website to be truly compliant, it's done at code level. There are a lot of people out there trying to use shortcuts, if you will, and shortcuts just do not work. The main thing is every business owner should take a look at that between 20, roughly, and 24% of our population has one form of either a vision disability, a hearing disability, a motor skill disability, or a cognitive disability. So if those 20 to 24% of the people cannot function or navigate a website, they're going to hit that back button, the one thing that no business owner wants. So just making sure that everyone has access to consume and become clients for businesses.
So ultimately, when it comes down, if someone is not ADA compliant, they could get fined, correct?
There are lawsuits. Federally, they've been predicated on what's called case law. So basically, lawsuits have created the law since President Obama, a little over a decade ago, decided that the ADA should be expanded to digital properties. And the DOJ and Congress never actually made things black and white. So a lot of these cases across the country are in federal courts where it's based on previous lawsuits and previous lawsuits. You have some states like the state of California that almost 4 years ago now, enacted their own state law. And as our good friends in California do quite often, they made it punitive. So if a disabled person lands upon your site, doesn't matter where your business is, you are responsible and accountable to them to the tune of $4,000 as a minimum, plus their attorney fees. So yeah, there are thousands upon thousands of businesses being sued every year by a small percentage of people with disabilities because their websites don't work properly. But the one thing I would say that businesses should keep in mind is these communities are fairly tight-knit. And if you advocate for them, whether it be the blind community, the MS, the MD, the cerebral palsy community, they will tell others in their community about your business and it will be beneficial for you.
So talking about as a business, say a business has a website that is very niche, and it comes down to someone lands on the site that wants to utilize it, but to make it accessible, it's going to cost more than the cost of that subscription would ever be. How's that work for businesses that really are struggling to get by anyway? So to spend thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars to make it accessible for that one person that may want to utilize it, where does the law land with that?
Well, the law is simple. Accessibility is kind of like being pregnant. You can't be a little bit. You either are or you aren't. So you have to be accessible. There have been, I guess, a couple of examples. The Liquid Lounge in Long Beach, California. Their site was very simple, and they were sued because their menu on there was a PDF, and PDFs are very hard to remediate to make them work for blind people. There was a mom's blog last year that was sued over this. One thing that businesses typically don't know, and a lot of CPAs are not aware of, is when all this started back in 1990 under George Bush, they instituted some federal tax credits to help small mom and pops take care of this. So if you're working with someone that truly remediates and makes a website accessible, you may qualify for tax credits to pay for half of this for you. So that's one, at least better than a poke in the eye, I guess.
So what is a piece of advice you'd have for customers when it comes to making it accessible? Where they begin?
Finding someone that actually knows what they're doing and how to do this. And it's difficult because it's a gray area. It's an area that most business owners really don't know or understand. So there are, I think maybe 1,300 of us worldwide that are actually certified to do this. So really trying to find someone that has certification for this and what they're talking about. Because if they're trying to do something quick, easy, a few $100s, those aren't working. And when you look at the websites that are going through federal and state courts right now, they're predominantly looking for people that have taken shortcuts, because it's kind of hard to say you don't know there's a problem when you try to put something on your site that doesn't work. So you really have to try and find someone that codes the site from the beginning to make it accessible.
Well, Glenn, thank you very much for coming on the program and enlightening the users on that. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
To find out more about how to make your website ADA compliant and make sure you're following all the rules, visit us at dailyadbrief.com. We'll see you next time on Digital Champions.